Do you should all over yourself? Because if you do, you might want to stick around and listen to this today. Shoulds, I should have done this and I should have done that and I should do what this person tells me to do. That is a thought distortion that is really prominent with a lot of people. And I know that I suffered with it for years, especially if you've ever struggled with addiction, lost your children, gone to jail, drank too much, made mistakes, all that kind of stuff. We get in this loophole of I should have done this, I should have done that, and now I should do this and I should do that. It's really important to know that with this thought distortion, it keeps you stuck. So most of the time it plays out like, because I should have done this or I should be this and I'm not, then I feel inadequate, I feel worthless, I feel less confident, and the list goes on and on. So when it comes to the shoulds as the thought distortion, it's really important to recognize that there isn't anything from your past that you should have done that you can actually fix today. So then the question poses, if I should have done that and I didn't, and I am now sitting where I'm sitting right now, did I learn anything from that? That's the biggest takeaway, I think, in the shoulds. So for several years, I sat in this place, and it was probably the first 3 years that I was clean and sober. It was like, I wish I would have done this. I should have done that. And what happened was I stayed stuck and I stayed immature in my thoughts. So once I was able to pull myself out of that and say, well, yeah, I should have done that, and I didn't. So what did I learn from it? That's the place that I started to live a few years after I got clean. And that is the place where my self-esteem and my self-confidence started to grow, because I no longer did the I should have thing about my past. And then I also no longer did, because someone wants me to do something, I should do that. It was like, no, if I don't want to do it, then I'm not going to do it. So when you're looking at the shoulds in the self-esteem workbook, it's important, he says, to notice that you can replace the should with a could. I could do that because I want to, not because someone else wants me to. I could learn from that one thing that I feel like I made a mistake on, and I could do something different now. It's really important when you're looking at the shoulds to realize that there aren't a lot of mistakes in life. There are some things that are mistakes, but majority, 99% of all the mistakes that we made, they were significant learning opportunities for us. And that's what changes things for us. If you don't live in the past and you don't live with the shoulds all the time, then you are able to take an event or a situation that you feel you could have done differently. Ask yourself if you could learn something from that. And the next time when that shows up for you, you do something differently. So I hope that helps today. It's really important if you've ever struggled with losing a job, losing a relationship, not having a good relationship with your children, being addicted to drugs, being addicted to alcohol, all of those things, right? Because if you've ever experienced those type of things, you always go back to, I should have known better. Really? That's the question to ask yourself. Did you have enough knowledge at the time? Did you have enough wisdom? And sometimes did you have enough information? Because most likely if you had all of the information, you might have done something different. But now that you're older, or now that you've walked through that, you're just much wiser now. So it's important to pay attention to your shoulds, and also realize that when you say, I should have done this, that's really living in the past, and it doesn't help you move forward. That's where you stay with the self-dislike. That's where you stay with the self-hatred and the low self-esteem and the low confidence, is when you say, I should have done this, or I should do this because someone else wants me to, which completely takes away your independence. So that is the second thought distortion in the self-esteem workbook. I wanted to share that with you. It's a really great one. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is there's a video by Mel Robbins, and it's called How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over. And it's a really great video because she says, why do you not have what you want? She says 1/3 of Americans say that they don't have what they want, which is that over 100 million people don't have what they want. And so she talks a lot about how do you make that happen for yourself? What are the actionable steps that you need to make so that you can stop living in those shoulds and say, I could do this and I could do that because I want to now, because I love myself. If you start to work on that self-love journey, you're going to start to love yourself more, that you're not going to like the shoulds. It's not going to be your motivation anymore. A lot of people say, I should have done this, so I should feel bad about it. And they think that that's a form of motivation. Well, if that worked, because you've been probably doing it for a long, long time, if that worked, you would already be motivated and things would look different. So getting down on yourself or living in the past or feeling like that you've made so many mistakes and there's nothing to learn from it is actually not working, because if it worked, it would have been fixed a long time ago. You would love yourself tremendously today and it would all be good. So I'm a little bit passionate about this topic. That's why this video is a little bit longer, but I hope it helps with figuring out that the shoulds, when you should all over yourself, you really are shitting all over yourself.